Well, sometimes
The goal here.
the song is sometimes go up speed levels.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Everybody have the goal down?
Yeah.
Good? Now. Yesterday, you envisioned a structure for your nonfiction book, right? Like the table of contents, the topics of each of your chapters. The day before, you did the trail of research, stuff on the board. Then yesterday, you organized it in a way that works for your topic and the message that you want to convey, right? So we looked at those common structures for information and nonfiction texts. Talked a lot about that. Today, the writing begins. Okay, so in the mini lesson, we're going to look at an example of what kinds of writing happens in your chapter. And you're going to talk about what you might do in your chapters, then you'll be off to write. All right? No.
Oh.
Soon. By hand, yes, you're writing by hand. Sonoro.
Oh,
Connecting with you, Albert.
Oh, you're typing it all.
Yeah, your final draft will be typed, of course, right? But you're going to go through this process with your hands. And the image I have in my head is your pens dancing across the page like you're on skates on ice. Right? Never stop. That's the goal today. So let's think about the content of your chapter. So I'm going to pass this out to you. Everybody take one. Zoe, take one, pass it.
Okay.
Writing you book? 5 minutes. Was good? You like it? Awesome. So I tried reading it this morning to the other group, but Mr. Watt already read it. Did you return it? Did you bring it back? All right, now, here's what's going to happen. Get that right here, buddy. Right here. I'm going to read a part of the text here, and I'm going to ask you how the information is packaged. Right? How the information is packaged. Okay? And if you look up behind Ethan there, next to Yoda, I have ways that writers combine information in a chapter. Katie, you see it up there? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read part of the text, and I'm going to say, how is the author conveying their information? And you're going to tell me what it is from that list. Ready? October 9th, 2012 was an ordinary afternoon in the Swat Valley, an area of rugged mountains and sweeping green valleys in North Pakistan. Malala, 15, was sitting on a school bus with her classmates, waiting to go home, when two bearded gunmen appeared. Who was Malala? One of the men demanded. A feeling of terror filled the bus, and then the unthinkable happened. The gunmen opened fire. One bullet pierced Malala's head near her left eye. Two of Malala's friends were struck in their arms. Then the gunmen fled, leaving Malala to die. Now, I want you to turn and talk to your partner. Ask them, how is this author conveying their information? Which one of those things does it sound like? Turn and tell your partner. Wonderful. You guys are great. So, in your head, what you should be thinking now as an author of nonfiction is like, maybe a good way to begin a chapter is with a story. Right? That's what you're thinking now as an author. Right? Because right now we're reading like a writer. Okay, we're looking for things that we can do. So I'm going to continue. It might be difficult to understand why anyone would try to murder an innocent girl on her way to school. But some people in Pakistan do not view Malala for what she is, a bright and generous teenager. They see her as a deadly threat to their way of life, a person who deserves to be killed. These people, mainly young men from rural Pakistan and neighboring Afghanistan, are members of a group called the Taliban. They believe in an extreme interpretation of Islam that most Muslim people do not agree with. So again, turn and talk. How is the author packaging this information? What do they do? This one's not so easy, huh? Maybe? Lauren, what's one of the ways that this is presented? Any other ideas? Explanation? And there's a bold word, or there's a definition in there, right? Definite. I think it's explanation and definition. All right, so first we have the story of Malala on the bus, told like a story. Now they're explaining how that happened. I'm going to continue. This is more explanation. Okay? For years, the Taliban had been plotting to kill Malala. Why? Because she was not only a 15-year-old girl, she was also a crusader for girls' rights to go to school. This work had made her famous throughout Pakistan and around the world. It had also made her a target of the Taliban. There's more explanation. Life is proof. Malala is from Mingora, a city in the Swat Valley. It's a gorgeous place known for its majestic green mountains, thick forests, and mighty rivers. It was once a popular vacation spot, attracting tourists from all over the world. We'll turn to talk. What kind of information is this? How is the information packaged? Right, this is a description. Right, this is a detailed description of the setting, the place, right? In the past few years, though, it's become a war zone. Starting in 2007, the Taliban began seizing control of Swat. When the Pakistani army tried to stop them, the Taliban responded with tremendous violence. They blew up government buildings and murdered police officers. At night, Malala was often wakened by the terrifying sounds of gunfire. During the day, she frequently walked by corpses of men and women executed by the Taliban and left on the street as a warning to those who would dare defy them. The Taliban are not part of Pakistan's government, but their forces are powerful. They operate mostly in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Those who live in areas under Taliban control are forced to follow oppressive religious rules. All music is banned, so are television and movies. Democracy is seen as an offense against Islam. For women and girls, life is particularly brutal. They are not allowed to go to school, have careers, or wear makeup and bright clothing. They are not allowed to go anywhere without a male relative. Breaking these rules brings severe punishment, which may include public whipping or even execution. So this part. How's the author conveying their information? How are they delivering it to us? Say that again, Ibe? Right, so here we have more explanation, description, right? Description of her life, and description of the Taliban in those countries, right? So for you as writers, what you should be thinking about now is, okay, now, just like this, my chapter can include stories, explanations, descriptions. There's a lot more up there that we'll go through in the next few days. So before you start writing today, right now I want you to talk to your partner and plan. Plan what you're going to write today. So try modeling a chapter on this, or try beginning your chapter with the story. Okay, so turn and talk and see what you come up with. Can you use the same recipe that's here? The same structure? Can you go story, explanation, definition, description? Can you do that? Talk to your partner. You all done talking there, Ebagoo? Ebagoo. So, what did you say to Stella? How might your chapter look today? Okay. Story, definition. Larry? What did you say to Joe? What did you talk to Mark? What did you talk to? What did you say? You can use this way as well? Okay. So in another class, one of the students who's doing bullying, he said, I could use this, I could start with a story. And then I asked him, I'm like, or he said anecdote. You know what an anecdote is? An anecdote is sort of a personal story. And I said, you could tell a personal story about bullying, something you witnessed, something you experienced. And he said, oh, no, not my story. But one of the stories from it could be a celebrity who experienced bullying, or one of the activists that you read about. That could be like how you begin a chapter. Okay? But the idea here is that we're writing now, we're pushing our content to our readers. Now we need to deliver it in a way that gets our message across and keeps them in the book. Right? If it's boring, they're not going to read it. They're not going to be interested in the topic. And you, or us as authors, we fail at making a difference in our community. Right? Because the person doesn't read it. They don't feel inspired to do anything or change something. But we need them to read our whole book so that they make a change. Okay? And one of the ways we do that is by keeping the book interesting, by including these kinds of things, right? Good descriptions and good quotes and facts and figures and diagrams and stories. Okay? So today's your first day of writing. I want everyone to write a chapter today. So choose one of your chapters. Yesterday you organized your chapters. Choose one. And just start writing. Get it all out. Okay, we'll clean it up later. We're going to go back through it and fix it up, polish it. Get the ideas out now. Okay? Use this as an example. Tell a story. Okay? So, off you go. I'll be around to show you another example. What?